Peace, family. Welcome back to 1,000 Lives. If you're new here, hello. My name is Kai. If you're returning, welcome back. So this is going to be a collective tarot reading for the transit of Saturn retrograde in the sign of Pisces. I'm aware that it occurred Saturday, June 29th. And this video is after that, but since it will continue to be in this sign until November, specifically on the 15th of this year, I thought, hey, why not? Especially since I am a Pisces sun, moon, and Saturn in my Saturn return. Why not, right? So let's get right into it. One element I forgot to bring in to the reading last time are my tincture bells. I like that to clear the energy if I can't have any smoke burning, which right now I cannot. And so yeah, we will be bringing in the energy with the tincture bells. I've already prayed and blessed the cards. And if you hear some sound in the background, just don't be alarmed. Those are some ocean waves just to cancel out any background noise so we can stay focused on the messages within this reading. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to call in our greater spiritual guides, the divine. And we're going to take two deep cleansing breaths. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Actually, let's do that one more time. Breathing in through your nose and out of your mouth. Awesome. Love the tincture bells. Alrighty, so let's get right into it. We're going to be using the arcana of astrology just to go over the energy of Saturn and the energy of Pisces. Then we're going to be doing a 6-card spread with the tarot here, our collective tarot deck, the Wise Spell Tarot, and then we'll close out the reading with some advice from Denise Lynn's Native Spirit deck. All of these decks will be linked in the description box below if you are interested in purchasing one yourself. So let's get started with the planet Saturn. Okay, so this is the book. I love this book because it's like a book. Okay, so Saturn. So Saturn rules the sign Capricorn. That is the ruler of the 10th house naturally. The element of Saturn is earth. And some symbols for Saturn are mountains, clocks, sickle, seeds, and gifts. In astrology, the last of the inner planets is Saturn, who is affectionately known as the taskmaster of astrology. His location in our natal chart is where we are forced to learn the hard lessons. Saturn is moving slow. It takes him 29 years to return to the same sign as the one you were born in. This moment is known as our first Saturn return, and he asks us during this time what we have learned and what behaviors or habits we have adapted. From there, he sets us up for the next chapter of our lives. Saturn loves structure and rules, so social order is important to him. He uses the wisdom of the ages to impart his judgment upon all of us. Think of this planet as karma. Doing the right thing will cause him to loosen his grip. But do the wrong thing and his judgment will be swift. Sometimes it takes a major event to wake us up about the realities of our lives. Saturn also shows us the area in which we are likely to persevere against all odds. He restricts us in the area on purpose. He restricts us in this area on purpose to see how far we are willing to go to be successful. Okay, so some key words for Saturn: restriction, wealth, oppression, work, lessons, resilience, karma, processes, structure, and order. Okay, so that is the energy of Saturn. We're going to move on to Pisces. And I'm just going to read through here so we can get straight into the cards. Because, again, I'm not an astrologer, but I am a student of astrology. I will say that. I would love to learn more about astrology because I feel like it could be useful, especially when using tarot. So the sign Pisces. The planetary ruler of Pisces is Neptune. The house it's naturally in is the 12th house. The element it's associated with is water. The modality is mutable. Its opposite zodiac or sister sign is Virgo. And some symbols for Pisces are shells, water, fish, coral, starfish, and lilies. In astrology, the final and most elusive... Okay, so we're seeing some things, some common factors. This is the farthest planet, the last planet. We got the final zodiac sign, which is Pisces. Okay, I got excited. The final and most elusive sign of the zodiac is Pisces. If you have ever tried to catch a fish with your bare hands, then you know how quick they are to get away. But with a little patience, one may just swim up to you. Pisces doesn't act this way on purpose. She just has emotional depth that many of us cannot relate to, and it takes time for her to open up. Sometimes overly sensitive Pisces can shut down an attempt to process these feelings in unhealthy ways. When a planet transits through Pisces, things can get dreamy and mystical, like a slight haze is surrounding everything. Things aren't revealed in their entirety, and it takes some deep emotional reflection to get back on track. Where Pisces appears in your natal chart is where you have the potential for soul searching and emotional development, and an appreciation for beauty and the ordinary world. Keywords for Pisces: grace, elude, emotional, confusion, mystical, dreamy, reflection, and oversensitive. Okay, why did this paragraph just read me for filth? Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn down the waves just a little bit. All right, I feel like I was shouting over it, and we don't want that. Okay, so already saw some common factors between Saturn and Pisces, them being the last sign. There's also some commonalities with balance, needing to balance what you need to do for yourself versus what you want to do. Saturn seems much more like authoritative, like as soon as you get out of line, it's going to check you. Pisces is like, you're going to maybe making some of the wrong decisions for a minute before you get to the point where you're hitting the wall and finally realizing like you're not making the right decision, if that makes sense. So again, this is why I'm not speaking too much on astrology, because I don't want to put my personal preference and experiences into the reading, because this is a collective reading and not a personal one for myself. So let's get into the cards. I'm going to put this one to the side. So the first card we're going to pull, I'm just going to shuffle one time. This first card is going to be the area of the collective's life that this transit is going to most impact. Okay, so what area of our lives in the collective is this Saturn retrograde in Pisces going to impact? You saw how that came out. Our childhood, the memories of our childhood, our inner child healing. Now I'm getting, not necessarily, maybe, no. All of that goes together. So this has a lot to do with healing an inner child. Or if you're not on the healing journey of your inner child, it's going to very much so highlight what you have been ignoring. The unseen. And Pisces 12th house energy is very much so connected to the unseen. So this Six of Cups card is telling me that if you haven't been on your healing journey in terms of reparenting yourself, I know everybody's not in their Saturn return, but it just feels like a collective opportunity to reparent yourself and heal your inner child, so then you're feeling a lot more balanced as you continue to journey through your adulthood. And so if you're not doing this work, it seems as though Saturn is about to let you know real quick, okay? If you haven't already, this is going to be a time where you are, I don't want to use the word forced, but heavily encouraged to heal your inner child. I feel like a lot of times people think, or at least I've had this idea, so I won't just say people, but the energy of Saturn definitely feels like with the restriction, like I'm on punishment, I'm being prevented, I'm being blocked. But it's not so much that Saturn doesn't want you to move on to the next phase. It's just that you won't really get what you're desiring if you don't go through this healing, if that makes sense. If you're not doing the work, what's on the other side of lack of work is not very fulfilling. However, if you do the work, if you go through the valley and then climb the mountain and come out on top, it's such a rewarding feeling. There's something greater on the other side of that struggle, for lack of a better term. Okay, so right now, Saturn retrograde in Pisces is going to impact our childhoods, our inner child, our relationship with our children. If you are a parent, I'm sure you know your children are going to trigger up feelings that you've maybe had when you were a kid, and maybe they are helping you through your inner child healing. So all of this is going to be surrounding the inner child within us and how that reflects out to us in our reality. And then mostly this is going to be how we connect to people in our relationships. Because if you haven't really healed your inner child, you could be seen as a little bit of over emotional. You know, there could be some things that trigger you in regular conversations that have you maybe throwing a tantrum, or your ego is showing. Like, it's just, there's a lack of emotional control there. If you are looking for sources to help support and guide you through healing your inner child, I do have a friend, Sonia Ross, Intuitive Messenger, here on YouTube, and I will link her Metatron series down below, because honestly, it's been helping me. She's had, I want to say, 6 videos, and they're, I think, anywhere between 40 to an hour long, and it has helped me with this particular energy. Again, I'm in my Saturn return in the sign of Pisces. So if anybody's going to give you the advice that's best for you during this time, I'm not just saying this because it's my channel, but it's most likely going to be me. Okay, and I'm going to let you know right now, that woman is on a different level. So definitely check her videos out. I will link it down, and if I can, I'll see if I can put one of those videos at the end of this one. That way it's like a direct link. Okay, so Saturn retrograde in Pisces is going to impact our relationship with our inner child and encourage us to continue healing that relationship. Okay, moving on to the next card. What lesson are we needing to learn for the future? Saturn retrograde Pisces, what lesson does the collective need to learn for the future? Look at the way the cards are coming out. 7 of Swords, letting go the thoughts, perceptions of self that no longer serve you. This has been a theme. Let me tell you, this has been a theme. I think since the Capricorn full moon, when was that? The 21st of June. This energy came in hot. It's been there. I want to say it's been there for a while. I think that's a part of this inner child healing journey, like letting go of, and to see that if you look at this card, yes, it came out upside down, but I'm just going to put it upright so you can see it. He's a lot older, right? And with this card, the 7 of Swords, particularly in this deck, he do look a little bit mischievous. It does give like a lack of maturity type of vibe, like you're carrying on with these thoughts and hurtful thoughts. He's carrying the swords by the blade. I mean, they could be dull. There's so many things I'm getting off of this one card. I haven't seen this card in this deck in a minute. But I just feel like there's an immature way of reacting to things, thought processes, automatic like reactions. That's what it's giving, like automatic reactions that you need to let go of. Okay, and I feel like this is directly connected to your relationship with your inner child and how you control your emotions in the face of challenges or triggers. The lesson that you need to learn is to just simply let go, drop the swords, let them go. It's like such a burden to even carry them. You know what I mean? Like, what is the what are you gaining out of carrying these thoughts, perceptions, and ideas of your life and the world around you? They're asking you to, I feel like Saturn, especially with Pisces, it being in Pisces, I feel like, you know, Pisces and tarot being related to the Hanged Man, I'm bringing this up because the Hanged Man is actually in reverse and the bottom. You're refusing to see things from a bird's eye perspective that would allow you to move forward because of this relationship that you have that hasn't been healed with your inner child, or because of something that was said to you, done to you when you were younger. You have this perception of the world that's like wildly incorrect, that's bringing a huge burden onto your shoulders when it comes to how you perceive yourself and the world around you. And so Saturn is like, hey, just let it go, just drop it. So is there anything else you want to say about that, Spirit? And yeah, this is definitely from the past. Just the way he's looking back, it's like, oh yeah, who's laughing now? And it's like, I mean, you may be laughing right now, but you're literally holding the blades with your bare hands. I don't see how you could be laughing. I don't know, man. Maybe these were the last weapons. I don't know. I'm not reading it like that. It definitely is giving like you feel like you're better off not returning to these feelings. Like even looking at it like this came out first. You're like running from your past, running from supposedly running from the old ways of thinking, because there's some things here left behind that will be here, that will remain, but you're still taking a lot of things that you're not realizing that are going to become a challenge to you in the future. So Saturn wants you to learn the lesson of letting things go and not holding grudges. I feel like Pisces is very much so known for holding grudges. Let it go, because it's really just affecting you. There's nobody else in this picture. Even if we talk about the children in this picture, they are minding their business and living their best life. So who's really affected here? This man ain't got a cut in God knows how long with that 5 o'clock aftershave. Okay, so yes, that's what I'm getting off of this card. So your lesson right now for the future is to learn how to let some things go, especially things that float around in your mind that become emotions, and again that translate into how you continue to perceive yourself and the world around you. Okay, and your inner child. Maybe it's your, you know what this is given to? Specifically how you perceive your past self. Maybe you've made some mistakes and you haven't forgiven yourself. You're like holding on to some thoughts against self. That's very much so holding on to thoughts, perceptions, and holding on to grudges against yourself. Like it's giving guilt and shame. And those are common themes that become challenges when you're healing your inner child. Okay, Saturn. Don't play with Saturn, okay? Let's move on to the next card. So we have, let's see what we need to keep in mind as we go through the Saturn retrograde. I think that's a good question. What does the collective need to keep in mind as you retrograde in Pisces, Saturn? What do you recommend the collective to keep in mind? What should they have at the forefront of their mind throughout this Saturn retrograde in Pisces until November 15th, 2024? Okay. Oh. That you're going to be victorious. Period. I think a lot of, another reason why I came on here, because I feel like a lot of people, when they hear a retrograde, when they hear Saturn, when they hear Mercury, when they hear Pluto or Scorpio, just honestly, they be just coming up with the most negative things. First of all, we live in a space of duality. So to say a retrograde is about to ruin your life is crazy to me. To say the Tower card is symbolic of your life going into shambles and being ruined is crazy to me. I think that we need to come into balance, and this is another reason why I came here, because Saturn wants you to know that you're going to be victorious at the other end of this work that you're about to put in. And this is what is said in the excerpt when we read from the Arcana of Astrology. It said Saturn just wants to teach you some things, teach you how to overcome lessons, teach you how to have confidence in the face of fear, so you can just charge through challenges and win. Saturn is Coach Carter. Okay, Saturn is not going to play about your discipline, your work ethic, and your perseverance. Saturn will reward you at the end. It said in the excerpt, and what did we say? What does this say right here? What do we need to keep in mind? That we and the people, this is the collective, this is you and the people around you, the people that's on the same type of time. You're about to be victorious if you do this work. This ain't even like physical labor. This is an emotional and mental challenge here, lesson that we need to overcome in order to move forward into victory, physically in a three-dimensional realm. So you may be seeing some blockages in terms of finances. You may be having some mental instabilities, like you may be going through some things mentally, seeking like a psychiatrist or some type of therapist to help you work through some things from your past. But let me tell you, it may be a rough couple of months, especially just this first week out. We might be running into some challenges right now. But Saturn wants you to know that you're going to be victorious. Just the fact that you took on the challenge and that you're going to see it through. You're going to be victorious. Now, if you don't do no work, Saturn don't play like that. And you will feel the pain. Okay? Not physically, not literally, but it's going to be, you're going to be like, no, I'm being blocked right now. Do I have bad luck? You're going to just start questioning, like, what is going on? Things are just not going in my favor. That's because you need to do this work right here. And the moment that you stop and prioritize this work and get disciplined with it is when you're going to start seeing the shift in your favor. Okay, so that's something that you need to know. Saturn wants you to win. You just have to do the work. Okay? Keep that in mind. So the next card Saturn has for us. Let's see. What area do we need to revisit that we thought was over? Saturn, what area do we need to revisit during this time that we thought we were over and done with? Saturn loves this. But see, this is what the retrograde specifically is going to highlight. What area of the collective's lives do we need to revisit that we thought was completely done and over? Tie up those loose ends. Saturn wants you to tie up every loose end. Okay? Yeah. So it's some things that we're pretending that we're over and done with. It's something that you already know. Something that you were extremely dissatisfied by. We got the Four of Cups at the bottom. Extremely dissatisfied. Oof. It just feels like whatever the reason why this was never addressed, because of the amount of anguish. What's the other word that's coming to mind? Not really pain. It's just, it was very frustrating, very disappointing. Whatever event happened in your childhood that was just like disappointment. It's just extreme disappointment is what I'm getting. There's no water here, even though like in this traditional Three of Swords, I think they usually have rain to symbolize like tears. There ain't even no blood coming out of this. Okay? These swords been here. Tears have dried up. This has been something that is a long time coming again from childhood, that you're choosing to ignore and pretend like you're dead, you're done with it, you've healed from it, or not even that you healed from it, that you don't need healing from it. You don't need forgiveness. You don't need closure. And here you are struggling to move forward with the fake smile on your face, pretending like everything is good. And Saturn is like, that's the one planet you're not about to there ain't no faking with Saturn. Okay, he's not gonna let you fake. I'm laughing because this is me. I'm reading myself right now, pretty much. But yeah, Saturn's not about to play those games. Saturn really wants you to get the healing that you deserve, the healing that you looked for when this event occurred, the justice that you look. I'm surprised the justice card hasn't come out yet. honestly, this is what it's giving with this Six of Wands. It's like, this is your justice. That you'll finally be free from these thoughts, feelings, perceptions that held you back since you were a child. And I can't even say it held you back too much. I feel like you've gotten pretty far without it. Hence this card here. But it's like you can get so much further if you just let them go. You know what I'm saying? You can get so much further if you just let them go. I'm trying to figure out a strategy. I'm going to need a bigger table. Let's move on though. So yeah, this is an area you need to revisit that you thought was over. You know, this could be relationships from your childhood, not even that young. It could be somebody you know in your early 20s, or when you were in high school, that it was like a long-time friend. Things ended badly. Long time. Maybe you guys, what is the word? There was someone you met around this your younger years that you thought, hey, this is my person. And they just broke your heart into a million pieces, and you're like, I'm never going to trust somebody like that again. And you probably haven't. You've had other relationships that never last. And you're like, but I'm good. But really, Saturn's like, but you're not. Because if you were, you would be in the relationship or connected to that friend group that you feel and know in your heart that you deserve. And you're not there yet. Because you're carrying old thoughts, habits, perceptions. Okay, so they really want you to release these swords. We're in a mind game right in here. I can't even say you're super emotional about this. Again, I feel like you were. I think now this is just the way you think. It's affecting the way you think. It's ingrained into your mind at this point. It's affecting, because it's ingrained into your mind, it's affecting the way that you behave. Okay? And remember, Saturn spoke about that. And Pisces. Being over emotional with certain things when they come up. Saturn wants you to release this so you can be who you truly are underneath all of those suppressed feelings and thoughts. Okay? So yes, this is the area you need to revisit. Old, I can't even say heartbreak, because it's not really that. It's just this extreme disappointment, sadness. Like, it's just so disappointing. It was just sad, beyond tears. Beyond tears. It was just like you had to just move on. That's what that's giving. I'm leaving some stuff behind, but I'm taking the rest of this with me. We got 2 sixes. We got the 3 of swords, and we got the 7 of swords. Okay. We got almost every suit out except the earth, which is interesting because Saturn, you know, falls under the earth signs. So let's see what happens here with our next few cards. We got 3 cards left. 2 tarot, and then I'm pulling the oracle card. So the next question is, what is your reward if you stay the course and do what Saturn is asking of you, collective? What is your reward, Saturn? Saturn, what is the collective's reward if they stay 10 toes down and stay disciplined with this healing you want them to embark on? What is their reward? And we already know they want you to keep in mind that you're going to be victorious. Period. They're going to be victorious. So what is the reward? What's the reward for being disciplined and releasing these thoughts, perceptions, and doing what Saturn is asking of you? What is the reward? The Wheel of Fortune. That things are finally going to go in your favor. The wheel is turning. This came out upright. This is also, to me, a Saturn card because it's talking about karma, right? And that we just read from the book that Saturn can be known as karma, right? So the reward is that karma, justice, is going to come in. Look at what's at the bottom. The 10 of Swords in reverse. Finally being relieved. So Saturn is saying, I got it. Some of you are like, how am I supposed to do this on my own? Like, I don't even know where to begin. I feel like, or some of you are like, I feel like I have been healing. It's just taking such a long time. I've been doing everything I can. Some of you have invested money into your healing journey, and it still seems like you got such a long way to go. Listen, yes, Saturn's going to be somewhat hard on you to continue the course, to stay disciplined, to stay consistent with your healing journey. However, Saturn not going to leave you out to dry. Okay, Saturn is like, first of all, once you get to November and you've been doing this consistently, you've had discipline in this area of your life, I'm going to turn that wheel and things are going to flow into your favor. You're not even going to need to lift a finger, because you're no longer restricted by the energy of Saturn at that point, right? On top of that, those thoughts, perceptions, feelings that you feel like you couldn't get away from, I feel like Saturn is telling you it's just going to be a relief. It's just going to like slowly start to dissipate away from you. Slowly start to relieve the pressure off of your shoulders, right? It's not something that you're physically going to have to go do. Like, obviously, you're going to have to maybe journal, like, and things like that. Or, like I said, maybe go to therapy, go to your local healer, wellness practitioner. But as far as, like, doing physical work, like, I really feel like this is an internal journey that we're doing right now, especially with Pisces. 12th house energy, internal, within, the unknown, the unconscious, right? Saturn really wants you to go deep and get what's left. Because I feel like also the reason why there's like the only water, this is not even water. They got flowers. They grew flowers from this water. I feel like there's no water here besides the sign of Pisces, because you have no tears left to give, right? But also because this is just the last of what you've already been working on, some of you. Like, this is just the last of it that you're overlooking. Again, these are things that you've overlooked. That's why we're in a retrograde. We have to go back and pick up those things that we didn't, tie up those loose ends. It just feels as though, yeah, Saturn's going to just help you. I just lost my train of thought. But Saturn's going to be helping you to relieve whatever this burden in your mind and in your heart is. It's going to be relieved. So if you feel like it's getting close to November, we're in October, and you're like, I'm still going through this. I'm still feeling this energy. Push through. Push through the end. Till you don't feel it no more. Till you start to see the change. Even push through then. When you start feeling the change, continue to push through. Because this is not something you just, I'm done. The healing journey ends November 15th. No. First of all, we're all in our own time. Time does not like really exist technically. So you really got to look at it like you're on your own clock. It's up to you to be disciplined and consistent along your journey and release attachment to time, and just allow Saturn to guide you and Pisces to help support you in healing this patch in your life, so you can move forward and be victorious, right? This coming out is next level. You hear me? Okay, last card from the tarot. What message do we have from Saturn? Just overall, I just want to see what message do we have from Saturn regarding this Saturn retrograde in Pisces. What message does Saturn have for the collective? Saturn is telling you right now that this is the last time. I've said this before, and I said this, I believe, in the full moon in Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. Saturn's like, this is the last time we're dealing with this. I'm only bringing this up so you can move on. I'm only bringing this up to lighten your load. It may be rocky right now, but just know it's going to you're going to flow into a space of ease. Okay, because the Six of Swords, we got 666. The Six of Swords in tarot is a card that speaks on steady waters after a journey of turbulent waters. Okay, this is, what did I say earlier? There's no water here. There's no water here. There's no water anywhere here. And we have cups out here, right? This is a swords card where it's going to speak on how your thoughts have affected your emotions. Because before the 6, we have the 5, and the 5 of Swords. It's very, I believe they're on the beach. They're fighting, or they just finished fighting. It's just been a fight to get to a stable place with your emotions. And like I said, this has all stems from the inner child. Your capability and your ability to regulate your emotions and control your emotions in the face of challenges, right? Why did I get excited when the 6 of Swords came out? And why am I excited about 666? A lot of people have a misconception around 666. They think it's the devil. That's programming. It's not the devil. 666 is an angel number just like anything else. To me, 666 embodies DNA upgrade. You know, carbon is the 6th element on the periodic table. Carbon for our melanated folks. We have carbon within our melanin in our bodies. And it does a lot to help evolve us as humans. And it's a huge reason why we are not like anybody else, melanated people. We are different. I'm not saying better. Some people will say better. This is an open space. Okay? We welcome all. I'm just saying that carbon does something. And there's a reason why they want to harvest melanated organs and do all these crazy things. Okay? But again, back to what I was saying. 666, to me, is symbolic of a DNA upgrade before the spiritual ascension. So think about 5 is speaking on change, the transformation. 6 is speaking on the upgrade due to the transformation. And then you go into the 7, where in some places or some aspects of numerology, it can speak on being victorious with the Chariot and Tarot. That's number 7. But also it can speak on spirituality, ascension, luck, right? So this 6 energy that you're in is just telling, look at the positivity in the cards that have the 6 though. We got victory, we got nostalgia from the childhood. This is the good parts, the positive parts. And then we're finally moving in to calmer waters after damn near a tsunami and a hurricane, okay? And we're speaking on this figuratively in regards to our emotions with this card. And then what we have at the bottom, finally the Cup card comes in, the 10 of Cups. This is something you long desired, something that you've forgotten about, that you wished for when you were a child. Something that you just gave up all hope on. Like, I'm just never going to get this justice. I'm just never going to have this balance in my life, in this aspect of my life. And Saturn's like, what you thought? You thought wrong. You thought I wasn't going to take care of you? Because Saturn don't play about us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about all of y'all, the rest of y'all that be talking down on Saturn. I ain't doing that. You wildin'. How we talking down on the authoritative planet? Make it make sense. But yeah, Saturn is like, I'm about to give you exactly what you asked for when you were a child. Okay, here comes the Saturnian energy here. Okay, just letting you know Saturn is here, baby. Okay. So yes, let's move into our last card. If you've made it this far, like the video and comment and let me know how Saturn is speaking to you, or how this reading is speaking to you. If you're in your Saturn return, let's make a self-help group. Just kidding. But let's get into what last message Saturn has for us. And hopefully my video doesn't cut. Grandmother Earth. I get this one a lot. Lord. Grandmother Earth. I haven't used this deck in a long time, but I know I used to get this card all the time. All right, let's get into it. Let's read what Grandmother Earth has to say. I'm just going to fix the cards so you can see them clearly. Yeah. Alrighty. Grandmother Earth. Stop and take measure of your life. Saturn Retrograde. Stop and take measure of your life. Assess who you are and where you are. Get grounded. Make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you are ready and feel secure in stepping forward. There is a profound source of strength and power within you, and it is expanding now. Put your roots down. This is the time of preparation and going deeper. Your native spirit wants you to know Grandmother Earth provides the trees, plants, flowers, rivers, streams, oceans, mountains, and valleys, and supports us all with her bounty. She's stable and strong in her devotion to us. You are supported and loved, even if you're not always sure of it. Strength is growing within you. Don't rush, slow down. Also symbolic of retrograde energy. The seeds that you plant now will bring abundance in the future, but only if you take the time to nurture those new beginnings. Take time to plan your future carefully. Don't rush into anything. Security and protection surround you. You are safe. If you're thinking of making secure financial investments and receive this card, it's telling you that it is a good time to do so. It's not a good time to take risks. To deepen your connection to Grandmother Earth and bring security in all forms into your life, walk barefoot on the earth, place your hands in the earth, or make investments. Imagine the strengthening, grounding energy of the earth filling you and your life. That was beautiful. So yeah, just lastly, Saturn wants you to get grounded and get rooted and really know that the earth, the universe is supporting you in this healing. Use the resources that you have, use the people in your life that you have to help support you at this time. You have what you need to get through this. And just know if you feel like you're not seeing it, just be open to receiving the support from the unseen, because your spiritual team is ready. They've been waiting for you to do this healing work, and they're ready to support you in doing so. Okay, family, this is your tarot reading for Saturn retrograde in Pisces. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and share the video. Leave a comment on what you think, and if you like this type of video, because this is my first time reading a retrograde, but not my first time reading Saturn. So just let me know what you think. I would love to hear it, and I will respond.